In this video, I'll show you how to make your AI booking website send real SMS notifications automatically. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to create a new booking request from the website. Now, I'll submit the booking. And a few seconds later, the customer receives an SMS confirmation on their phone. And if you want, the business owner can also receive an SMS alert when someone books an appointment. So instead of only saving the booking inside the website, your system can instantly notify people by SMS. Let's build it. To make this easy to follow, I created a full step-by-step guide for this setup. If you haven't built the AI booking website yet, start with the main booking website guide first. But if your booking website is already ready, we can start adding SMS notifications. The workflow is simple. When someone submits a booking request, Supabase detects the new booking and runs a small function that sends the SMS through Twilio. So let's start with step 1, getting the Twilio details. For this setup, I'll use Twilio. Twilio is basically an SMS API provider. It allows a website or app to send text messages automatically. Twilio is not the only service that can do this. There are other similar providers like Vonage, MessageBird, Plivo, and Telmix. But for this video, I'll use Twilio because it is popular, well-documented, and works well with this kind of workflow. All right, let's create a Twilio account. On the Twilio homepage, click Start for free. Twilio will ask you to sign up. You can enter your details manually or just use your Google account. I'll go with Google here. Pick your account, click Continue, and let Twilio finish the sign-up. Next, you'll verify your phone number. Choose your country, type in your number, and click Send Code via SMS. Enter the code Twilio texts you, then click Verify. Twilio might also show you a recovery code. This one matters. It's how you get back into your account if you ever lose your phone. So copy or download it, save it somewhere safe, then click Continue. Now Twilio asks how you want to get started. You'll usually see two options, trial and pay as you go. Trial is fine if you just want to test things out, but it comes with limits. For example, you can often only message verified numbers. That's a problem if you want real customers to get SMS notifications from your booking site. So for a real booking system, pay as you go is the better choice. You only pay for what you use. Every time your site sends a message, Twilio charges you for it. The price depends on the country you're texting, and I'll show you where to check that pricing a bit later. I'll click Continue with Pay as you go. Next, Twilio walks you through finishing your account setup. You might need to create a customer profile, add tax info, add a starting balance, and enter your payment details. I'll go ahead and complete all of these because I want this account ready for real SMS, not just testing. Once you're done, Twilio drops you on the dashboard. Depending on your account, Twilio might show you the new console or the older legacy one. I'm seeing this dashboard first. If you land on the legacy version, no problem. Just click the menu in the top right and switch to Twilio console. That opens the newer interface and we'll keep going from there. Your screen might look a little different from mine since Twilio updates this dashboard now and then. That's fine, the goal is the same. We're here to grab the Twilio details that Supabase needs to send SMS. First, we need a Twilio phone number that can send SMS. In the left sidebar, go to Products and Services, open Numbers and Senders, and click Overview. That brings you to the Numbers and Senders page. If your menu looks different, don't worry. You can use the search icon at the top, type Phone Numbers, and open that page instead. I already have a number in my account, but I'll set up a new one so you can see the whole process. Click Set up a new phone number. Twilio asks where the customers you want to reach are located. I'll keep United States selected for this example. Then it asks what capabilities the number should have. Since this tutorial is about SMS notifications, select SMS. You might also see MMS, Voice, RCS, or WhatsApp, but SMS is the one we need. For the number type, I'll pick Local. That's just a normal number tied to a city or area, which is plenty for a booking site. There's also toll-free, but those come with different verification rules, so I'll keep it simple with a local number. I'll leave the rest of the search options as they are and click Search. Twilio shows the available numbers. Pick any one you like, as long as it supports SMS. I'll choose one and click Next. Now, Twilio might ask you to set up a compliance profile before you buy. This is normal. Twilio just wants to confirm who's using the number and that you'll follow the messaging rules. So click Set up Compliance Profile. It'll ask you to verify your identity. I'll do it with my phone. Twilio gives me a QR code, I scan it, and finish the ID check right there. Once it's approved, you'll see a confirmation message. Then click Next. Now you can review the number before buying. You'll see the number itself, the country, its capabilities, and the monthly price. There's a small monthly fee plus the cost of the messages you send. If everything looks good, click Next. The number is now added to your account. Twilio asks which channel you want to use it for. I'll choose messaging since we're sending SMS notifications. Then Continue. You might also see a page about finishing the numbers setup, where Twilio asks you to complete something called a 2P registration. Don't worry, the idea is simple. A 2P just means application to person, your app or website sending text to real people. And 10DLC refers to using a standard 10-digit number, like the US numbers you see here. So if you're sending automated SMS to customers in the United States with this kind of number, Twilio may ask you to complete this registration. It basically wants to know who's sending the messages, why, and whether people agreed to receive them. So it'll ask for details like your business or personal info, your website, and the type of messages you'll send. For this tutorial, I'm not texting US customers. I'm only testing the workflow with non-US numbers, so I won't do this registration right now. But if your real customers are in the United States, don't skip it. Make sure you complete the required registration before going live. For now, I'll close this setup and keep moving. At this point, we've got our Twilio account and a phone number that supports SMS. Now let's grab the details we'll add to Supabase. We need a few values from Twilio, and I'll drop them into a temporary note so they're ready for the next step. Go back to the Twilio homepage, then in the left sidebar, open Develop, go to API Keys and Creds, and click API Keys and Auth Tokens. That opens the API Keys and Auth Tokens page. Can't find it in the sidebar? Use the search icon up top. Search for API Keys and Auth Tokens and open it from there. You'll see two tabs, API Keys and Auth Tokens. For production projects, Twilio recommends API Keys since they're easier to manage and rotate. But to keep things simple and beginner-friendly, I'll use the Auth token here. It works perfectly for our setup. You just have to keep it private. Click Auth Tokens and make sure you're on the live credentials, not the test ones, since we're sending real messages. The first value is the account SID. I'll copy it and save it in my note as Twilio_account_SID. The second is the primary auth token. It's hidden by default because it's sensitive, so click the show icon, then copy it. I'll save it in the same note as Twilio_auth_token. Now this part is important. These two values are private. Treat them like passwords. Don't share them publicly, don't put them in your front-end code, and don't show them in a video or screenshot. That's exactly why I'll hide mine before publishing this tutorial. The third value is the phone number we just bought. Head back to Products and Services, open Numbers and Senders, and click Overview. You'll see the numbers in your account. I'll open the one I just purchased and copy it. Make sure you save it in international format with the country code, since this is the number Twilio uses to send your messages. I'll add it to the note as Twilio_phone_number. And that's everything we need from Twilio. Next, we'll add these values safely inside Supabase without ever putting them directly in our code. So let's jump into step 2, add secrets in Supabase. I'll open Supabase and pick the same project I use for the booking website. In my case, that's the Home Repair Booking Website project. Inside it, head to the left sidebar, open Edge Functions, and click Secrets. This is where we store private values for our functions. Remember, we don't want the Twilio credentials sitting inside our code. They're too sensitive for that. So we'll save them here as secrets, and the SMS function will read them securely when it runs. To make this easier, I'll open the guide, and I really recommend keeping it open while you follow along. The link's in the description. Think of it as your checklist. I'll mark off the steps we finished in step 1, and you can do the same as you build. Now open step 2, add secrets in Supabase. I've already prepared the secrets in the right format, so instead of typing everything by hand, I'll just click Copy All. Back in Supabase, click inside the first name field and paste. Supabase fills in all 3 secrets at once. Now we just swap the example values for our real Twilio values. I'll open the temporary note where I save the Twilio details. First, copy the real account SID and paste it into the value field for Twilio_account_SID. Then, copy the auth token and paste it next to Twilio_auth_token. And finally, copy the phone number and paste it next to Twilio_phone_number. One important thing about that phone number, keep it clean. It needs the country code, but no spaces, brackets, or dashes. So, instead of all the symbols, it should look like a plain international number, like this. Keeping it clean here saves you from errors later when the function tries to send the SMS. So, now we've got all 3 secrets in place. Once everything looks right, Click Bulk Save. Supabase stores these as edge function secrets, and just like that, your Twilio credentials are safe inside Supabase. At this point, if you only want to text the customer, you're done. You can stop here. But in this setup, I also want the business owner to get an SMS whenever someone submits a new booking. So, back in the guide, you'll find an optional section called Send SMS to the business owner. The customer SMS is already on by default, but if you'd also like the owner, the admin, or the business number to get an alert, you just add 2 more secrets. I'll click Copy All in that owner SMS section. Then go back to Supabase Secrets and paste them in, just like before. The first value is send_owner_SMS. I'll leave it as true, which tells the function to send that owner notification. The second is owner_phone_number, where you put the number that should get the alert. The owner, the admin, whoever you want notified on each new booking. Now click Bulk Save, and that's it. Supabase now has everything it needs to text the customer, plus the optional owner secrets so the business gets an alert too. Let me jump back to the guide and check off the Step 2 tasks. And there we go, Step 2 is done. Next up, we'll build the edge function that actually sends the SMS. So let's move on to Step 3. Create the SMS edge function. This is the function that actually sends the SMS whenever a new booking request comes in. I've prepared the code for you inside the guide, but it's not just a fixed template. I added a customized code section because I know a lot of you following along aren't programmers. So instead of writing any function code by hand, you just customize the message here and the guide builds the code for you. First, I'll add the business name. For this example, I'll use Home Repair Pro. Now I can customize the message the customer receives. The default works fine if you like it, but you can write your own right here. I'll keep mine simple, something like, "We got your booking request and we'll reach out soon to confirm." These buttons are the important part. They drop real booking details into your message. Click Customer Name and it inserts the customer's name. Service Name adds the service, and you can pull in the appointment date and time too. When the SMS actually goes out, each of these gets swapped for the real info from the booking form. And down here in the preview, you can see exactly how it'll look. The customer never sees the code or the variable names, just a clean message with their name, service, date, and time. Since we turned on Owner SMS back in Step 2, I can also open Customize Owner SMS. This one's optional. Here, you set up the message that goes to the business owner, and it can include the customer's name, the service, the date, the time, and the customer's phone number. So the customer gets a confirmation, and the owner gets a full booking alert with everything they need. Once everything looks good, the code down below has already updated itself. No manual editing needed. I'll just click Copy. Back in Supabase, open Edge Functions and go to Functions. To create one, you can click Open Editor or click Deploy a new function and choose Via Editor. Both land you in the same place. When the editor opens, delete any default code that's already there, then paste in the code we copied from the guide. Now name the function. Use this exact name, send-SMS-notification. The name matters because we'll select this same function later when we set up the webhook. Now click Deploy Function. Once it's deployed, open the function settings where you'll find an option called Verify JWT with Legacy Secret. We need to turn this one off. Here's why. In a moment, the database webhook will call this function automatically on every new booking. If JWT verification is left on, Supabase expects an authorization token and the webhook call can fail. So for this workflow, I'll switch it off and click Save Changes. And that's it. The SMS Edge function is created and ready to go. It just won't fire on its own yet because Supabase still doesn't know when to trigger it. Now let's move to Step 4. Connect the webhook, the final piece of the setup. We've got the SMS function, but nothing's triggering it yet. The webhook fixes that. It watches your booking table in Supabase and runs the SMS function automatically every time a new booking comes in. In the Supabase left sidebar, click Integrations and search for webhook. You should see Database Webhooks. If it's not installed yet, install it first, then open it. Go to the Webhooks tab and click Create a new hook. First, give the webhook a name. I'll call mine booking_SMS_webhook. Any name works, just don't use spaces. Next, choose the table, and this part matters. You want the table where your booking requests are saved. In the booking website from this series, that's the Appointments table, so I'll select Public Appointments. If your project uses a different table name, just pick whichever table your bookings actually land in. For the event, select Only Insert. That way, the webhook runs only when a new booking is created. We don't want update or delete since there's no reason to send an SMS every time a booking gets edited or removed. For the webhook type, choose Supabase Edge Functions since we want it to run the function we built in the last step. Leave the method as post. Then, under Select which edge function to trigger, pick the one we created, Send-SMS-Notification. I'll leave the timeout and the rest of the settings as they are. Then click Create Webhook. And that's it. The webhook is created and the whole setup is now complete. So here's the full picture. When someone submits a booking, Supabase adds it to the appointments table. The webhook spots that new row, and it fires off the SMS function automatically. Now we're ready for the fun part, testing the whole workflow. Let's move on to step 5, test the SMS notification.
All right, let's see it all in action. I'll open the booking website that's connected to the Supabase project, click Book Your Repair, and pick a service just for testing. Then I'll hit Continue. Next, I'll choose a date and time and move on to the contact details. Here, I'll fill in the customer name, phone number, email, and a quick note. Make sure the phone number is real and includes the country code since that's where the test message will land. Now I'll click Confirm Booking. And there it is, the repair is booked. Now let's check the phone. And there we go. The SMS came through instantly. You can see 2 messages, one for the customer and one for the business owner. In my test, both landed on the same phone because I used the same number for both. In a real setup, the customer would get the confirmation on their phone, and the owner would get the booking alert on theirs. And notice the message uses the exact template we customized earlier: name, service, date, and time, all filled in. So everything's working perfectly. One last thing on pricing, like I promised earlier. What you pay per SMS depends on the country you're sending to. So before you go live with real customers, search for Twilio SMS pricing, open Twilio's pricing page, and check the rate for the country you're targeting. I'll drop that link in the description too. And that's a wrap. Your booking website now sends real SMS notifications automatically the moment someone books. If you haven't built the booking site itself yet, no worries. I've got full tutorials showing how to create it from scratch with AI. Start there, then come back and add SMS on top. And this is just one piece of a bigger project I'm building out step by step. So if you want more practical AI website tutorials and real upgrades like this, hit that subscribe button. The next one's already in the works.
The complete guide for this SMS setup with every step and every value is linked in the description, so grab it and follow along. And if you're wondering what to watch next, go check out the email notifications upgrade. It picks up right where this video ends. I'll have it linked for you right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.